Welcome back to our lovely IHP community and the 5D Collective, and everyone who has been regularly strolling in and out. So, let's chit chat some more about being yourself. I have a couple of things for you all to know immediately. We will, from this moment forth, be able to simply put your hands on your hearts. That's if you unconsciously love all 8 billion people and more. If you want to shame anyone, that is probably why you don't want to be here, because we got people who want to keep on doing shame, defectiveness. They don't have a relationship with their inner child. They never will get one. They could. They might not want to. And so here at IHP, we actually do unconditional love, which is why we learn how to be more and more in our restorative embodiment self. We're aware, accountable, regulating. So I typically like to let all people know I like intelligent and intelligence. You cannot be intelligent or intelligence if you have only one side of your brain, and there's a mismatch. Okay, so out there on YouTube land, I have identified our 3D, 4D, and I have identified how they do have that 7 to 14. Yes, the charming people in Michael Stone, forensic criminologists, the evil scale. Yeah. So long story short, though, as you will also know, I'm attachment trauma informed, and what I did learn, and also I'm a mystic and I'm a feminine. So I eat ego for breakfast, and which is why I also eat Cusco for breakfast, FYI. If you have any kind of low self-esteem going on anywhere, I'm going to pick it up, but I'm not really going to engage with it because Pacha doesn't engage with low self-esteem. The cowards, the people who don't go to good therapy, yes. And anybody who is actively right now, I've spotted about a handful of them. Oh, they use their blade effectively, I might add. So that's why I wanted to start. We don't do shaming. Nope. No. But we also don't do that. I'm not going to listen to you if you present to me an equation that is, it doesn't matter in what tone, I'm going to be non-reactive. And if I notice that I'm getting reactive, see, I love to empower Maria. And empowering me means that I get to embody more of the capacity to regulate my nervous system, which is what I enjoy. So whenever I have a little bit of reactivity, it's not actually reactive compared to what I see out there, but it can be considered reactive. Means I'm sensitive, but my ego is not sensitive to your words. In fact, integrity is I have flaws and imperfections. I will not be bowing down backwards and over and wanting a pat on the head. Good boy, good girl. So here at IHP, we will continue to do the best we can. I will, to make sure you understand being yourself is when you are a authentic, healed human being self. That part I have been able to understand clearly. I have healthy self-worth, which is why anybody can come in my room and call me all the names in the book. And I'm like, wow, you look fabulous with your intellect, and tell it what you want from me. So to me, I can pretty much, again, spot why 7 to 14 charming are being followed. It's called that there are those who have the shame defectiveness button. And you know what happens when people want envy, jealousy, spite, revenge, empowerment, justice. The fourth step to healing trauma, what studies have found, trauma charges. So anytime you have an issue with something where you get rigid, that is basically a human being who is half the intellect and intelligence that they could be. Their 14-month-old rules them, and it's called in and out group, not to mention, again, people who want to shame others because they got shamed. Do unto others what you want to be done to you. So the ones who won't go to good therapy and get out of their pent up shame, defectiveness, and inner child of the first 3 years, yes, they won't be here at IHP. In fact, they're the very same ones who I'm going to be making fun of, by the way. So as I love to see the pretendos, but the only ones who know the difference, again, are going to be the ones who hear. And at the end of the day, anybody know how we expand consciousness? Come on, my regular viewers, listeners. I know you know, because you've been following me for a long time now. I know who you are. No, I don't know who you are, but I'm not joking. I'm not shitting. I'm not shitting. So, let me hear. And now I lost my train of thought. I did. Poof. Oh, okay. So, I don't know what I was about to say, because seriously, I just lost it. But committing to being yourself means true partner. Means that you know how to be the shits and to say, you know what, fuck you. Fuck you, and no, fuck me. And it's where you don't have heart hurt feelings. A happy life. That's why we're laughing always. And anybody who doesn't want to laugh, well, if you don't want to live, love, or laugh, I don't know why you're here. So restorative embodiment is nice because the people who follow those who want to shame each other, they're having a good time doing that shit. At the end of the day, oh yes, now I got it back. So how does consciousness expand? Anyone? So pop quiz. This is for my Enlightenment Soul Age group peeps because I'm in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. We don't affect states of consciousness. Why waste your time with egos? Oh, and fancy men and women in egos. Oh, I love making fun of those ones because ladies, remember, come. Don't forget, if he fucks you, what do I want you not to remember? Wow, really? You thought that you'd get married when fucking is that? Like, there's a whole bunch of men who will actively say no, because, I mean, really, what year are they in? Scarlet letter, anyone? So, whenever I think of intelligence, it ain't a closed-minded man or woman. And any woman who's thinking of wedding bells, yes, I wish that they would all go to therapy because you know what I know? I know a lot of things, and one of them is an empowered woman will never think of a man because unfortunately the assholes who are dicks who don't end up in therapy. I mean, it's not even only toxic patriarchy. Really, I could make a whole discourse on this one. As I mentioned, there's two groups. One is love. What is love? Nope, it's not about unhealthy people. The other are low self-esteem individuals, and thank goodness we have smart sciences people. So anybody who wants to actually be their self, they're going to be heading over to a therapist, and they're going to wait till their inner child becomes alive and not go around wanting to shame other people. The ones who want to shame, they're on Elsa's journey. They're on the empowerment justice train. I've seen them in my courses. So they can get as popular as can be. All the Peter Pans and the Lost Boys, Lost Girls, they're going to be spotted. Is what I'm trying to let you know. They're not inspiring human potential. No, they're actively maintaining a status quo. It's okay, though, because we need them. Because, you know, what would the world be without a variety of rainbows? So, with that being said, anyone, keep tuning in. We're going to talk about our blades. Our blades. Ooh, I love my blade. My left mode and my Jaguar. My Jaguar, you have one too. So she is the feminine. She never becomes prey in the Amazon. Nor does pure consciousness, by the way, because really, it has a relationship. God, Akash, the heart of the sky, and anybody who wants to talk to me about Lucifer, I know exactly where to find them. They're not at the therapist seat, and they want to continue shaming people. Their low frequency has me laughing in my butthole to the extent that you have no idea. And it's not because I've always known all the things. No, it's because I'm not a flat earther. So all my smart sciences people have taught me how my embodied brain works, and I was already on physical mastery, and now I'm like, wow, okay, this is awesome. So I don't plan on actually doing anything different. Be yourself, not the Elsa Journey way. Come have fun with smart people, please, and let's laugh together at the ones who actively are maintaining a stop holder while their body's inside. Well, I don't know what it's like to be empty or void or without, what is it? Yes, a lot of things. But they won't know either because, let me calm down, their body is a feminine. She's going to nurture them. So once you have rejected yourself to the extent of not going to a good therapist, well, you're going to have to be armored shut in. No, that's how neuroplasticity works. So they use their blade with the dark sides of neuroplasticity. Then they wield their words according to the crowd, which is why you can spot them like a hawk because they are actively making very specific, opinionated, subjective thoughts on the entire new place we're in, which, they're losers, but, sore losers, they can't let it go. Let it go. Has anybody ever heard of what resistance? No, I'm not talking about external. I'm talking when you are in a flow state or not. Okay, so the smart people, they teach integration of the brain. It's when your brain becomes so smart that you can just keep wielding it. So, I mean, right now, I'm just thinking of all the things that they miss out on. But again, they're there for the ones who don't want to go to good therapy. So it's okay. Meantime, for those of you who do mindfulness and spirituality, with therapists, you get your inner child adult online. So you become your own I see me, I soothe me, secure, safe and secure. So you move towards earned secure attachment. And that's why you really want to get a hold of your own 1-year-old, 3-year-old, all your child parts. Once you're a whole inner child, then you will notice what I notice when I'm watching YouTube, and you'll have fun too. Because really, I mean, when you come to HP, it's storytelling, besides a little bit of channeled guidance right now. because I have some messages for you. So again, committing to being yourself. Why does it mean you're a true partner? Oh, because you don't hide who you are. Also, a happy life. Why? Because you know a funny bone. Also, the more time we spend together in general, the more you get to uncover people. So when a person doesn't own their inner child, yes, they will not notice the inconsistencies that come out of their mouth. They will not notice how their imbalances are pretty much. How does it work the other way around? The other way around is that constructive feedback is always taken into consideration, because the more eyes I have around me telling me how I'm being perceived, the better it is for me to be able and work with that, so that I may be a member, a productive member, emotionally, mentally, and physically, like the jaguar of the community out there. Oh, it's not specific to one group. No, when I'm dealing with biologically rude assholes, I allow myself to say, wow, this is great. I got to practice once again being a feminine. I'm a nurturer. And basically respecting a human being who didn't get raised in a way that was nice. No, they got shamed. And if they want to go and play out Tom and Jerry, go for it. Again, fancy man and woman in suit are there for those people. So when you see people who are a persona of their own self, and they like to use fancy words, yeah, it's amazing. Again, ego's so blind that it doesn't even know. But that's because there's the I'm enamored with myself. So again, remembering this, there's a difference between those who are authentic and with the inner child adult, and those who are fancy prancy, and they think that they're going somewhere with our the circle of life. You know what happens to the hyenas? Anyone? Yeah. So anybody who is not unconsciously loving, they're actively going against their body's desired healing. I'm just saying. And the 5D frequency, well, it's not going away. And yes, I am laughing right now, because that's exactly why I know the difference between who's smart and who's not. So if somebody wants to commit to shaming humanity and revenging and envying and jealousy, I just know that they haven't healed enough, and I spot them like a hawk. And so our circle, the circle of life, we don't have to do anything. We get to be and do. And we get to live and laugh. And we get to a groovy kind of love, learn how to self-soothe, self-regulate consistently with your ego and self. And actually, you know, the dangers of showing emotions. Yeah. I poked a bear once. Oh, look, I poke you again. Oh, I could keep I don't do that personally, but my point is they're completely vulnerable. Wow, the difference when you own your jaguar, again, if you spot a weak spot, you know how to handle it, because you're being so self-aware, accountable, and regulating, that you're going to notice how to improve that which is your life. And the nice thing about restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, and regulating people, so you living spiritually and mindfully for real, not pretend, is that you are in you stress, not distress. One second. And this is why you will only know this difference once you choose to start wielding the brain and the mind and the embodiment of you in healthy other relationships. So when you are committed to being yourself, it's because you're committed to your inner child adult, or getting there. You're committed to also being a true partner to yourself, first of all, unconsciously loving. We all have flaws, but we all can do so with integrity. A happy life, because why not? And in fact, no shaming, blaming, faulting, or revenging. When we meet low self-esteem and direct communicators, passive-aggressive, we're going to spot them, because they're going to be following the very same people that think they're wielding their brains as well as we all can. But some of us will know the difference. If you're really intelligent, you learn from the smart people, and you don't go against your own biology, because that's unnatural. And really what it is unfortunate business. Void, emptiness, it's self-loathing, gut-wrench, torn apart. So the reality is, again, I don't mean to boast, but the beauty way and being your own medicine, yes, it's called, first of all, you uncover all that you had in this lifetime. Number one, become your inner child adult. There's Patrick Tiahan, great therapist out there for childhood trauma survivors, healed, and I would say he's healing. He's a great stop. And then you can add mindfulness and mindset and spirituality exercises if you want. For personality disorders, we have Dr. Daniel Fox. You can look up names: Bezel van der Kolk, Stephen Porges, Peter Levine. These are all amazing human beings. Janina Fisher, who contribute and support our lovely human nature to come forth. It was already coming forth to begin with. Spirituality and sciences come together, because sciences doesn't disprove what I learned about you as my brothers and sisters and heaven on earth. No, the body of you is in hell when you have trauma charges, like big trauma charges, but even small ones. I had a small sliver of one. I felt it in one of my demos, my courses. And I recognized it because it was right here, and it poked me like a little needle. And it was because of all the descriptions that I had been given about how trauma charges like that, or trauma in the body, which are stored in muscles, bones, and tissues. And when people have found it hard to believe, I leave it alone because they're ignorant people. So when I felt this thing, I was like, okay. And I knew why it was with the emotion of fear, because, there's a whole story to Maria. I won't share it right now because we're done. We're wrapping this one up. But it was very clear because it was like an icicle, and it was from within me, and it was right here. And it was as I was walking myself through a very specific dream that, again, I shared in one of our videos and for sure on our podcast audio. But my mind and my heart, that medicine, you're your own medicine, because you are the one who says, I have a self, and I'm going to be in my left and my right. I have emotion, so focusing attention. Emotions coming up, it doesn't matter what it is. Only people who won't be able to actively do this are the ones who are not caring to be their self, so they shouldn't be here. If you are caring, then you're with a good therapist if you need it, creating that space so that in awareness, with mindfulness practices and spirituality, you're not having shit come up. Now, anybody who ignores Peter Levine, Stephen Porges, Bezo van der Kolk, you don't want to be here because you don't believe in the sciences. I mean, I find it humorous that I have to use that word, but there are people who don't believe in neuroscientists like Patrick McNamara, who make it very clear there's no demon that possesses you. Also, again, people who want to continue shaming humanity and think society needs shame are the same ones who don't want to get out of it, because their 16-year-old is spiting their 3-year-old, the 1-year-old, and really the home that didn't give them the sense of safety within their body. So I don't do spite. I do, wow, you want to treat others in the unkindest way possible. Like I saw teenagers, because you have low self-esteem, indirect communicate, you're a codependent type human. I don't tell anybody that. Again, the wise ancient ones, they knew about how to continue to move towards. No, they knew about our biology, the restorative embodiment self, the integrated brain, all things that you get to pursue with an inner child adult, and your willpower to take the emotional body, bring it all online, and then it's grieve, and then it's you continue. And when you are done with empowering injustice with your groups, and then with forgiveness, there you go. You'll be ready for all of what we do in a 5D collective way, because you'll be cool with unconditionally loving with flaws and imperfections yourself and others. And that's your physiological state of compassion, which on the machines with sciences people, there's a very clear way your embodied brain works. And I know it all because I have interoception besides my 5 senses. So the mystic is a bonus. I mean, really, we'll be back with more on that one in the week, but I'm really excited about as we settle into this year. I knew what we were going to expect. I just didn't know how it would become tangible, and now that I am pretty clear, again, it's those who want to shame humanity and keep using shame can go somewhere else, because the actual shaming in and of itself tells me that you have an inner child that was shamed somewhere down the line. Your trust break is still on. You don't want to take care of it, and that means you harbor resentment. Harboring resentment and harboring anything that is within you can be taken care of. It's called I can become aware, accountable, regulate, and not project my own shit upon humanity, the entire world, and then want to walk around thinking I know shit. By the way, again, it's not even about that. It's also about how intelligent do you really think you are, as you disregard not noticing that your 1-year-old and 14-month-old and your 3-year-old are still ruling you. Because, again, smart information people will make it very clear. The only ones who don't see, you got some fucking mustard on your chin, as Dr. Daniel Fox presents. It's the same people who, they don't have the will to heal. So they're not with the good therapist. They like the fancy man in suit, and women who tell them, the good therapists, they're not good, they're bad. The new therapist, in fact, they don't call them good. They tell you that they're trying to box you up and keep you imprisoned because they want to project their pent-up 3-year-old. This is the part most fascinating. And again, not selling anything, just sharing with y'all, because at the end of the day, there are people who have said, it was really great, therapy's good, EMDR, chop at work, somatics. I don't want to do personal development, I want life now. So if you want to be that, there's plenty of people out there for that. I'm not for that. I'm for infinite higher human conscious potential. Bring it on. It's really fun. You don't have to do it though, and you won't see it until you are actually bringing it forth whenever you stub your toe, by the way. Oh, that's also why we commit to being ourselves, because, Are you lonesome tonight? No, we're not actually. So we don't think wedding bells. We think if you have me live, laugh, and love, and you accept me for all that I am, and you bring a smile to my face, and then you bring me intelligence, and you're open minded and emotionally mature. If you bring me what it is to be alive, great. If you want to bring me pseudo aliveness, no, that's going to be something humorous. So, again, a lot of nice words that mean a lot of things, but primarily it's your health, my health, and then it's intelligence because you're using officially the entirety of your brain. I get very passionate because, when I see people who don't learn about being human, I always wonder, wow, you got into the business of being whatever it is your title is, but then you didn't learn how to embody what you're even teaching. So you're not preaching, you're not doing anything. But then again, some people, they say that I'm too serious, too thorough, too perfectionist. I'm not a perfectionist, although I am thorough, and although I did try to get things, but I'm not a perfectionist. So we'll be back again with more, like I said, 5D Mystic here. I love being a feminine. I love being able to eat ego for breakfast. I love knowing that all people who will want to do mindfulness and spiritual self-help for real and not pretend are going to get to have heaven in their body. And as for the ones who have a hellhole, well, I know that their body will protect them because, that's how it works. Oh, it won't make them be tortured. That would be very sad. Also, again, as a feminine, I'm not joking. This is not provable. Please, food for thought. I'm the pseudoscience woo-woo lady, again, as a mystic. Nobody needs to be writing anything down or, thinking of magical wands. And I'm just letting you all know, some of us were more like, I did know where we were going, but I really didn't think people would want to stay that dumb. But then again, wait a minute, torture again. So I keep going back and forth because, it's always my hope that people would want to be alive, staying alive, ha, ha. But I have been told by some that they don't really want to. And when they made this comment in the past, and then they joked around, and then they didn't really let me know, I now know exactly what that was. And that's really a sad story because I was worried for no reason. Because when you're, what is it called? You are chasing a fantasy because you are an insecure human being, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Pinocchio, go to your island and just stay there with the rest of the donkeys, please. Meantime, oh yes, as a feminine animistic, the future is going to be really great. I had been told that the 3D, 4D, again, they wouldn't move, and now I do know that, yeah, they won't be moving, and also that everything that they think is going to happen, well, what is it called? You reap what you sow what you reap. There's another saying too, self-fulfilling prophecies, yes. So it's fascinating when people are closed to possibilities, into the unknown, and so the people that are fancy suited, they're the ones I'm making fun of right now. And if you're not following, it's okay. I'm just having a good time as we close on out. So commit to being you. When you come to HP, it's all about the true partner that you can be to yourself and others, and a happy life. Because again, living mindfulness and spirituality is really easy with a whole self. And you can all get here because of good therapists, and then because of your will to want to move forward. Like I said, the trauma charges are really painful. So I'm not kidding when I say the body protects you, because I am a feminine. The body will protect you, and it will not want you to suffer. So it's sad, but it's true. But also that infinite way of how consciousness expands. So it also makes sense. This is one of those truths that a feminine, you all have feminine and masculine, just so you know. I call this the divine feminine, heart and body. This the divine masculine, the mind, open mind, integrated brain, and that you use your mind. So the left, you use your chit chatter, and the right, you're able to be in the awareness, all that comes up. You have kind intention or neutral intention, and you don't project it, but you use the functional adult, inner child adult, to have nice conversations with thoughts and feelings and all that. So we're going to have a lot of nice chit chats this week. Meantime, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a great day. See you again soon.